Combined Defense Services Exam, one of the most talked about defense examination amongst the aspirants. And if you are someone who's planning to apply for CDS or want to enter the armed forces through this entry, then the entire video is for you. I will be covering it in 3 parts. Number 1, we understand what exactly is CDS, what are the eligibility criteria, who can apply for it, who cannot apply for it, how to get into IMA, INA, AFA and OTA through this entry. Then next we will explore the part which is the most important one, is the resources. Many students ask me, ma'am, what are the resources that I should be using? Should I go for online classes? Should I use some online platform for some videos, or should I only refer to books? We will be addressing everything. And the third part would be the exact strategy. How should I start preparing? Each one step by step will be covered in this video. So stay tuned till the end. So let's start with the first part. What is CDS? As you all know, CDS stands for Combined Defense Services Exam. Now this examination is conducted by the UPSC twice a year. So we have CDS 1 and CDS 2. So who all can apply for CDS? Now here there's a little catch. Both men and women can apply for CDS. But for women it is only open for OTA, which is Officers Training Academy. Now the question may arise with you all, ma'am, if somebody wants to enter INA or Indian Air Force Academy, how do you do that? So for that we have different entries, technical entries, entries for logistics in the Navy, or in the Air Force you have FCAT, the flying branch. But this entry of CDS for AFA and INA is only limited to the men. Okay. So now coming to the CDS eligibility criteria. Now I have written everything right here on my screen. So let me read it properly for each one of you. Please pay attention. I will be talking first about the academy, the gender, the age, the education qualification and the marital status. So let's first start with Indian Military Academy. Now who can go over there? The gender is male. The men can only apply for this entry. What should be the age? Between 19 to 24 years. The most important thing for each one of you to understand is that please read the notifications very carefully and understand the exact age. It may vary. So now it depends upon you how you go through your entire notification before applying. Next comes the education qualification for IMA. Now a bachelor's degree from a recognized university is required. You can be a final year student as well, you can be a graduate as well. Depending upon at which stage of your education qualification you are, you can apply. And the marital status, you should be unmarried. Second comes the Indian Naval Academy. Again, the gender applying here is men. Age is 19 to 24 years. Engineering degree or any other eligible degree which is specified by the UPSC with required physics and mathematics background. Again, marital status here is unmarried. Next, let's move on to Air Force Academy. Now for Air Force Academy, again the gender here is males, 20 to 24 years, and the upper age relaxation may apply to valid CPL, that is commercial pilot license holders, as per the notification. So it's very important for you folks to please go through the notification very carefully. Always remember, I keep telling this to all my aspirants, to all the followers on Instagram and everywhere, that your final authority to know the eligibility criteria should be the notification which is made only by UPSC. Remember that. So UPSC website will be by below here. Now going back to AFA, where we see the education criteria would be a bachelor's degree with physics and maths at 10+2 level, or you may be a BTech or BE. Now here the candidates below 25 years of age should be unmarried, and additional conditions will be applying depending upon the notification. Now come to OTA. Again, I am differentiating OTA into men and women because women can apply over here. For the men, the age is 19 to 25. For the females, the age is 19 to 25 again. Here again, the education qualification is simple. You need to be a bachelor, have a bachelor's degree in any discipline. And again over here, eligibility for your marital status will be as per the UPSC notification. For women, it should be unmarried women, or issueless widows who have not remarried, or those who are divorcees and are issueless, that means they do not have a child, who have not remarried, are eligible. But again, you need to go through the entire UPSC notification when you apply for that specific course. So this was the education qualification and age as well as the marital status. So again, I will just quickly tell you, UPSC gives out the notification, conducts the exam twice a year. I have given the education qualification, marital status and age to you guys. I've also told you who can apply, who cannot apply. Very important thing, your notification is your Bible, it is your Gita, it is everything. You need to follow that. Apart from that, the biggest tip that's coming from my side is for all the defense aspirants here is that you need to apply whenever the notification comes. You know what? The main important thing in an armed forces examination is that I may apply for a course which is starting next year. I apply for a course in, the fill the form in 2026, maybe for a course that is starting in early March 2027 in OTA. So the entire year the process goes on. You will give your CDS, you will pass it, you'll go for SSB, you will get recommended, you'll go for your medical, you get medical fit, and finally is your merit. At any point in the stage you are not selected, not recommended, or fail, you will start from scratch. So for that very reason, it is important for you to fill the form. It may happen you may pass, you may get recommended and feel there's no need to fill a form, and God forbid you do not pass your medicals or move out in merit, then you will miss a chance. You'll miss literally 6 months. So I keep telling all the defense aspirants, please, please, please do not at no point in time forget to fill the forms. So do fill them. Now, so in the part 2, we'll speak about the resources that are required for you to prepare for your CDS. The most important thing for each aspirant to note is that do not have unlimited books. Do not just gather books. The important part is that whichever book you start, you use, you must finish it. You must gather all the knowledge from the book. In the end of part 2, I'll speak about certain books that one must have. I always encourage students to use books. You can use online platform also, but if you have the possibility of buying books, you may even go for second hand books. I always encourage that. Please keep them. 4 to 5 books are very essential. You can have them, you can learn it from them, and then you can sell it also. So whoever is tight on budget or doesn't wish to have new books can use that. Apart from that, you need to subscribe to a couple of WhatsApp channels which I have also been using. Let me just show it to you one by one. Just a moment. So something like this, if you guys can see, where we are, talking about the Hindu news, MyGov India. Then there's UPSC Study GK plan. So they UPSC online GK quiz. So these are certain channels which are completely free. You can go through that. There are certain questions which are there for the UPSC examinations, for the IS and IPS preparations. Then you can go through it. So it will be like a revision for you. It will be very helpful for you in improving your knowledge. Then there's class 10 CBSE also. Apart from that, another important thing is the websites that you can use. While I encourage you all to have books, some of the online resources are very useful, like going through the websites of Indian Army, Indian Navy and Air Force, because you get to know what are the current exercises that are happening, what are the current procurements, what the army wants, the armed forces want the public to know, and that amount of information is required by you in maybe your CDS, or even it will be helpful in your SSB. Third thing, you must practice previous year's question papers. Again, that resources is available online. Please download all the last 10 years question papers and you solve it. Why? Because in CDS examination, the UPSC is not repeating the questions but are repeating the concepts. So once you go through the 10 years PYQs, you get to know exactly what kind of concepts are repeated. The third thing is reading newspaper or having couple of newspapers. You may have a hard copy, or you may again use the internet for that. The Hindu and the Indian Express are quite good for that. And also the PIB, they too have a channel here. Let me show you. UPSC PIB news. So it's over here, if you can, folks can see it. I have subscribed to that channel, and that channel gives you a lot of information as well. Okay, so you can subscribe to all these channels. As I said, online resources you can go through the website, download the previous year's question papers as well. Websites of Army, Navy, Air Force for the information, and download the last 10 years question papers. Now let's go back to the books. So I have written it down over here, as you guys can see, and let me start one by one. Now for English. So many of the people say that ma'am, English improve karna hai. Always remember, English is not to be improved. The speaking English is not to be improved right now. Right now you must concentrate on your written exam, because learning a language takes a lot of time, and now your aim is to clear an examination. So if I have missed, let me tell you once again. The paper that you have for UPSC is English, GK and Mathematics for Indian Army, that is the Indian Military Academy, Air Force Academy and Naval Academy. And for OTA, the maths part is not there. So all those who are interested and applying for OTA, and the girls over there, you do not have to give mathematic examination, so you can be a little free from that part. You don't have to give maths. But I'll obviously let you know about the books required here for mathematics. So coming to English, if your English is weak, you need two books. Number one is Wren Martin, W-R-E-N, Wren, M-A-R-T-I-N. It's a very good book for your grammar. And for your vocabulary, it is Word Power Made Easy. You can have these two books whenever you have any difficulty in grammar or anything. This book is the ultimate solution that you must have. Okay. Apart from that, if your grammar is not that weak and you are quite well, okay, I'm not saying you need to be perfect, but you are somewhere average also in your English, remember you can have one book, that is SP Bakshi. Now this book will cover your vocabulary, your comprehension, your antonyms, synonyms, idioms, then the grammar, everything will be covered in this book for English. Now one personal experience I have with me, and also experience of my friends, is that when we were preparing for CDS, what we did was, in the last 10 years question papers, we copied down the antonym and synonyms. जो भी antonyms और synonyms थे उनको हमने लिखा है, and we saw certain of them were repeated, and we made a list of that and we went on revising. See, because for most of us, English is not our primary language, so there are many words which we find difficult, you and me will find difficult. So best is, rather than thinking a lot over it, just practice it and mug it up like it was just any other, a small test or somewhere. You must know the antonyms and synonyms. आपके points भी secure हो जाते हैं, आपके marks, and at the same time you are not wasting too much of time going through the various different books for, or a specific part of antonyms synonyms. आप last 10 years के ले लो, आप उसमें देखो maximum आपको पता चल जाते हैं. Okay. Then coming to your general knowledge. The general knowledge paper, where you will have your history, geography, science, polity and all. For Lucent GK is very good for history, geography, science, polity, economics. That book is very good for that. For polity, M. Lakshmikant is also a good book, if you can refer to that. Geography. Now for geography and science, what I recommend is geography, start reading your NCERT books from 6th to standard 12th, and for science from 8th to 10th or 9th to 10th, depending upon where you are at your basics level. And lastly, we talk about mathematics. Now in maths, if your basics are weak, start from standard 5th. There's no harm. There is literally no harm in starting. Start from standard 5th to 10th to 11th. And the best book for mathematics is R.S. Agarwal. Another thing for maths I always keep telling all the students is that if you think that maths is your weakest subjects and you aim to go to IMA, Naval Academy or Air Force Academy, remember maths is a subject which is scoring. You are no, if you practice well, there are high chances that you will be getting good marks over there, and that will put your merit a little higher. So I always suggest students, those who have the capability or you have the resources to hire a tutor, please hire a private tutor and give them the entire syllabus of mathematics and say, so this is, sir, ma'am, this is what we want to be taught. And that will save a lot of efforts in case you're not having any coaching classes or any written class for your written exams like for English and GK. If you only put a lot of efforts on your mathematics also and side by side study for the other two papers, things will go really fine. One combined book, see, these are the books I spoke about, single-handedly. There's one combined book which I always tell people is the Pathfinder book. Pathfinder Arihant Pathfinder. In those books, what they do is they have the entire syllabus together, just like one fat book for your entire CDS preparation. For those who do not have time, you can go through that book as well. Another important thing for current affair, keep reading daily. I have written here, read daily. You may have an app, again you may have these channels which I spoke about, you may have a laptop with you, whatever resources you may have, please utilize it. आप app download कीजिए, आप channels join कीजिए, और आप generic articles also अगर आपको online direct browser पे जाके पढ़ने हैं तो you can also do that. But read what is happening. You must be situationally aware what is happening around you. As I will tell you, the newspaper Hindu and the Indian Express are quite good. You can refer to those papers as well. There are Competitive Success Review is one of the magazines, used to be earlier, where we speak about when it talks about general knowledge, the general awareness, current affairs जो चल रहे हैं. Then Vision IS जो monthly आता है, उनका एक magazine है दृष्टि, ये monthly magazines है. They are quite good magazines which are covering a lot of current affairs around. Okay. Apart from that, I did speak about the websites of Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Air Force, which you can use to gain information on what is happening in the armed forces. Very important, you need to read the UPSC website. I have spoken about it in part 1 also. In part 2 also I'm talking about it. You need to read the notification, you need to understand the syllabus, and you need to even see the previous year's question papers. Okay. Let me see. And as I said that if somebody says that I do not have too many books or I do not have too much amount of money, what should I do? Buy these couple of books that I'm telling you. Number 1 is Objective General English by S.P. Bakshi. English के लिए बहुत अच्छा है. R.S. Agarwal for Mathematics. Lucent का General Knowledge. Pathfinder CDS. That's it. बाकी आप हिंदू और इंडियन एक्सप्रेस नॉर्मल मोबाइल पे पढ़ सकते हैं. रेन मार्टिन इफ़ यू वांट टू बाय इफ़ योर ग्रामर, बट आई टेल यू दैट बुक इज़ अ बुक विच हैज़ टू बी अवेलेबल विथ एवरी वन. जहाँ जहाँ आपको लगता है इंग्लिश की गड़बड़ है, समथिंग इज़ हैपनिंग, प्लीज़ रेफर टू दैट बुक. दैट बुक इज़ फंटास्टिक. Okay, and remember, you do not confuse resources with preparation. Resources मतलब ऐसा नहीं है that you just go on buying books, keep accumulating all the books, or do a lot of research and understanding which books to buy. Do not put and waste your time in this. It's important for you to understand that at least one book per subject also works, or a combined book also works. It depends upon at what stage you are. You might be a college going student where you have a lot of time. You might be a working professional where your time is limited. So for these people, I always tell have a single book, because at the same time you are doing 9 to 5 job as well. You have your mobile, you can subscribe to various channels. As I said, you can download certain apps and go through everything for your current affairs. For rest of the thing, you may have a common book. Always remember, you need to have these books, have some online resources, and solve previous year's question paper, because the main aim is over here is to see how much time you are taking to complete the entire paper. Number 2, how many mistakes are you making, and when you solve over and over again, you understand how many mistakes are now being reduced, because whatever mistakes you're making now, you're learning and you're not making them again. That's what I'm believing right now. So every time when you solve your question paper, you must not see how much marks I have got. You must see how many mistakes less I have made than the previous one. That will be a benchmark for your preparation and for your success. Okay, I hope you all have understood this. Last important thing which I missed out is mock test. If possible, join some classes where you just take a little money and have mock test, or you can do the mock test on your own as well. Download mock test papers from internet and do it. Remember, nothing is right and wrong over here. The more you practice, it's not compulsory. You may have a paper in mock test out of which nothing may come in your CDS exam. That's okay. Mock test is for you to understand where do you stand. So remember to go through the mock test as well. And the most important part over here is to not waste your time buying and managing books. It's the books that you have bought, how much you're learning out of it, and how much you gain knowledge, and how much you're putting it on paper. Okay, now, so finally, let's talk about the part 3, which is the preparation strategy. Now I have divided that into 2 categories. Number 1 is for students of first year, second year, third year, basically those who are doing graduation, who have a lot of time with them. And the second is for the working professionals, those who are working 9 to 5 and also pursuing their dream to join the armed forces. So let's start with the first one, which is for the students. Now, as I said, students who are in the college, they have sufficient amount of time, at least 2 to 3 years in hand. If they start very early, they can give full dedicated time to the preparation of CDS. So now how do you do it? I have divided again that into the 3 part. Number 1 would be building your foundation, where you will build all your basics. Second, we talk about is your examination skills. How are you going to develop your examination skills? And third, we talk about revision, which is the most important one. So now coming to building your foundation. Building your foundation means making your basics stronger. So the NCERT books which I spoke about in the resources that are to be used. Second one is your grammar, English grammar and vocabulary, need to make that strong. Why? Because you have 2 to 3 years. Fourth one is the mathematic concepts, your concepts of mathematics. And the last one is the general knowledge, where we speak about your geography, science. All these basics should become strong. You need to give at least 3 to 4 months of maximum, even 6 months, depending upon the number of years that you have in hand that you're going to prepare for your CDS. Apart from that, certain daily habits, right? Reading for half an hour, 20 to 30 minutes, going through the newspapers, going through the channels that we spoke about, just going through the current affairs. You need to do it daily for at least for 20 to 30 minutes, minimum 20 minutes, as I said. Another thing, the targets that you need to set. You must aim to finish at least one topic weekly. Just one topic of any subject you can finish weekly, and for monthly you should have a target of one entire subject. It again may vary depending upon my capability. Some people may be able to finish one topic weekly, or may not be able to finish one complete subjects monthly, but that's okay. You can divide that into 2 months. It all depends upon what your capabilities are. Remember, students, we all are capable of doing to the best of our ability, but each one has some or the other superpowers and some or the other areas which are lagging little bit. Opportunity areas, I would like to say them. So whatever your superpower is, according to that you need to make your timetable. Just because ma'am has said one topic should be finished in 1 week, if you're not able to, that's okay. Okay. Yeah, next comes, as I said, preparation for your examination skill. That means giving your solving your previous year question papers, giving mock test, and even having your test topic wise. In case you have something like you have a lot of time in your hand, then subject wise also you can give some or the other test, so that you are proficient exactly and perfect with your preparation. And the third part is about revision. I keep speaking that over and over again in my lives with all my students, is that we all do not have a mind like an Einstein, okay? Everybody has a limited amount of, I would say, space, and some or the other time, believe it or not, but most of the things get volatile. That means हम उसको जल्दी भूल जाते हैं. So the best thing to do is revise. I always suggest students that you need to have your revisions done weekly, monthly, subject wise. So what I suggest is, you must study in a week, study 5 days a week. Out of 5 days a week, the 6th day should be a revision day, and your 7th day should be a full off. Remember, you must not overload your brain that the retention power is going down. You must keep one day for your revision and you must keep one day as a break. Just study for 5 days. Number of hours, again, it depends upon your capability. You may study for 1 hour, 2 hour, but I would always suggest that it should be more than an hour. I think those people who have at least 3 years in hand, they can study at least 1 to 2 hours a day, and that will be more than sufficient. Try to stay up with your timetable. It may happen some or the other time because of personal commitment, some academics commitment, you're not able to follow that timetable, but that's okay. You can again go back. Please do not get bogged down over this. Okay. Another important thing is when you're revising, you can keep a notebook of all the errors that you make. Just list them down, and whenever next time you feel, that my errors are becoming more and more. Sorry, what I mean to say is when you can list down the errors and work on that. So this was some mistakes that I've made, and next time when you see, you should not be making the mistakes. So you just cut it off. Another thing, you for mathematic formula also you can have a maths notebook, which is again very helpful. I spoke about antonyms and synonyms, that also you can do. So this was about college students who have sufficient time to prepare for your CDS. Now let's move on to the second part where we speak about the working professionals. Second group, which is the working professionals. Now what's the difference between a working professional and college students is that आपके पास additional responsibility है of doing a 9 to 5 job where you have to be answerable and you are working professionally under somebody. So the difference here, biggest difference is your time. You do not have much time, and that is why a deliberate planning is required when you prepare for your CDS exam. Kindly do not compare yourself with the students, because here you need to plan differently to complete your syllabus. So what I have done is I have divided here the day, morning and evening, because as let's say you're 9 to 5 or you're any different times, you're 10 to 6 or 8 to 4, whatever time you're working on. What you have to do is divide your day into two. One is morning, which is pre your office, and one is in the evening, post your office, or whenever you get a 2 hour slot. Now for morning, I would suggest is 40 minutes to 60 minutes. 60 minutes, I feel sometimes it's not possible for working professionals, but 40 minutes is something you can actually get out of your busy schedule. In that 40 minutes, what I want you to do is I want you to go through simple topics like general knowledge topics like current affairs. You can go through the newspapers. You can go through the defense news. Anything that is simple, anything that is short and requires a lesser time for you, you can utilize first 40 minutes on that. You can read the newspaper, you can go through the channels which I was speaking about. And the second part of it, when I speak about evening, I want you all guys to give at least 2 hours, and daily I want you to pick up one subject. Please don't do that in the 2 hours I am mixing all the 3 subjects like maths, English, GK and studying. No, please pick up one topic of a single subject and study religiously for 2 hours. Okay, need to have weekly targets. So what I suggest is weekly you need to have one topic that you must master. Remember that any topic you can pick up, like geometry, percentage, I'm just giving a random example of mathematics. You can pick up one topic and need to master it. And monthly I want you guys to finish one subject, because it is very important आपके time frame के साथ that you finish a subject, do a mock test and then analyze what your mistakes were. Again, when you're picking up subject, I don't want you to pick up any favorite subjects. Please don't have any favoritism here. Do the thing that makes you challenge yourself, because every time we feel comfortable we go for a simple subjects. Don't go for simple subjects or your favorite subjects. Go for subjects that challenge you. Okay, then another important thing that you guys can do is I always keep speaking about is the commute time. जब भी आप ऑफिस जाते हो, ऑफिस से आते हो, ट्रेन, बस, खुद की टैक्सी, कार, जिसमें भी हो, you may listen to certain podcasts which are again important for your CDS exam. You can listen to current affairs, vocabulary, defense news, or anything that is happening. Current affairs जो है, जो आप सुनते रहिए, or something that you have recorded, or some book which is important, because nowadays there's such good apps wherein you can listen to books also. So books, maybe a chapter you want to listen to, keep listening to that. Utilize your commuting timing, आने जाने का जो आपका time है, please utilize it for listening that at least half an hour to 40 minutes, so I should say 1 hour. In today's world where there's so much of traffic, you at least need 1 hour to travel from your home to work and back I would say 2 hours totally. You can do all of these things. Third, revision is important. As I said, one day for you guys, a Sunday, should be completely dedicated to revision. You guys should keep revising. Also revise at the end of the month. Have, I would say, 2 days dedicated only to revision, and one should be at the end of every topic. Remember that you must do. What I suggest is, if possible, you must keep at least 1 month of complete revision before your CDS exam, because whatever we study at one point in time, you forget it. So it's better you revise everything together, and that is the time which is the final push. You don't have to invent anything new, you don't have to buy any new books or go to any topic. You just need to revise the last 1 month. And what I feel, if you have 6 months, I've written it down. If I have only 6 months in hand while I'm a working professional, it's important that I use this time, number one, to solve the PYQs, previous year question papers. Number two, to finish or attempt certain mock tests. Number three is concentrate. You must have selective studying here. That means the chapters which have the highest weightage, the topic which have the highest weightage should be studied first. Highest weightage, along, if it is highest weightage and difficulty, first pick it up. Highest weightage with low difficulty, you can also pick that up. But sometimes they are low weightage topic but extremely difficult for you. Please just move them out. You need not to study them. आपको weightage देख के आपको select करना है. Prioritization is very important. Current affairs, आपको you should be going through that through your magazines, through your channels, through your books. Current affairs, and lastly is revision. Okay, that's for the working professionals. Now coming to the golden rule. A golden rule, I would say, which is applicable for each and every one of you over here. Number one, study every day. Even if it's for 40 minutes to 1 hour, please study. Number two, solving previous year question papers and taking up mock tests. Number three, I would say, having a error notebook. So whatever errors you're making, you can note them, and you don't make them again. You keep cutting them. Okay, these are the topics I had errors with, and these are the errors I'm no more making. Then is revision. Yes, revision is very important. Weekly revision, monthly revision, a month before revision. Revision is very important. That's something that is non-negotiable. Lastly, be disciplined and consistent. That is the way through for everything, for specifically for armed forces examination. And please be fit and fine. The time you're healthy, your brain functions better and you will be able to study. So this was it for the CDS examination. Again, let me just tell you, we have spoken about what is CDS. Number two, we spoke about the resources. Number three, we spoke about the preparation strategy. If you have liked this video, please like, share and subscribe. Share it with all your defense aspirant friends. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section and I'll be answering. And whichever video you want next, please do let me know. Jai Hind.